It's always a heated discussion where to place the ownership of digital initiatives and to what extent they should be centralized or not. During my career, I've taken part of endless talks about what's the right solution and seen that in many cases, the right solution is biased and based on personal opinions and beliefs. This is, of course, not sustainable if you want to ensure that your digital office is working optimally. Today, I'll be talking about how to be taking a structured and less biased approach to establishing a digital office, or what to consider, where to place the digital office when doing a reorg. When dealing with establishing or redesigning business units within an organization, it's very, very important to remember we're dealing with people, we're dealing with us and our future, so biased opinions and resistance will be inevitable and part of the discussions. This is why the structured and objective approach is so very important. The discussions must be focused on the task at hand and not the emotions of people. Therefore, begin with an objective assessment of your organization's digital maturity to understand how digitally advanced the business unit's management and employees are. Correct placement of digital initiatives, the digital office, is not a one-size-fits-all, but actually vary depending on the current digital competences, which is why understanding where the company is today in terms of digital capabilities is the right starting point for discussing where to place the digital office. The organizational placement of a digital office is far from static and most likely to change often, sometimes even annually. Being digital is being agile, and change is part of the everyday digital agenda. This is something we all must learn to live with and see as part of our daily lives. The only constant is change. As a rule of thumb, you can say that the less digital literate your organization is, the more centralized you need your digital office to be to secure proper planning and rollout of your digital initiatives and business transformation. But even a centralized digital office shouldn't plan on staying centralized. I don't think we have to discuss the importance of digital now and going forward. I don't think we have to discuss how digital will be embedded in everything in the future, if it isn't already. And we don't have to talk about how important it is that all employees understand, live and breathe digital. Because of that, the digital office cannot stay as an isolated business unit for long. The digital office has, in my opinion, a big responsibility to ensure the whole organization becomes digital. Rolling out digital literacy, which is what the digital office should be doing, can therefore not stay in an isolated business unit, but must become part of everyday operations and life in all business units and teams. But of course, the journey towards a digital literate corporation needs to be taken in steps. It's not possible to delegate digital responsibilities of the business units in a digital immature company. First, the digital leadership must work towards improving the digital maturity. It's a staged model that should be followed to secure successful digitalization of the company. Now, in a perfect world, when the sun, moon and stars all align, digital should be second nature to everyone in the company, allowing all teams and business units to take control over their own digital initiatives, just as they are in control of their day-to-day workflows, operations and processes today. Remember, digital should be embedded in everything we do in the company. This is the way forward. This is how it's going to be if it's not already. Now, how do you plan that journey? Obviously, it needs to be broken down into phases or digital literacy steps. And the important thing here is to begin with the end goal in mind, the digital organization, and work towards this step by step by step. The centralization of your digital office depends on the digital maturity of your company. The more immature your company is, the more central you need to make the digital office, and the more you need to gather the digital capabilities into one team, one unit. As you progress and successfully roll out your digital transformation initiatives, you should ensure that the organization of the digital office follows distributing the digital competences from the centralized units to the business units or teams that are actually reaping the benefits of the digital initiatives that are created and implemented from the digital office. In that way, when you move capabilities gradually with the rollout of your digital transformation projects, you achieve not only better, faster implementation of your initiatives, but also an increase of the company's digital literacy. You are increasing the digital maturity of your organization. So what I'm suggesting is to gradually move the digital capabilities away from your digital office and into the business units, as they, at the end of the day, are the users and owners of the digital projects. But remember to do this only at a pace the organization can keep up with. You centralize the digital initiatives to ensure proper planning, development, and rollout in the early maturity stages, and only start to embed the digital competences in the business units when they're ready. With the future being digital, everyone in your organization needs digital capabilities. But where does this leave the digital office in a fully digital mature organization? Well, it won't be there. Well, it will, most likely. But you will see it in a completely different state than we see digital offices today. The digital development and initiatives will be with the business units. So I see a future digital office as a guardian of the company's digital literacy, to secure that the digital capabilities are up to date in all business units and teams, and to constantly push a digital innovation agenda. For my fellow digital officers, this may sound a little disturbing that the current digital office as we know it and are used to most likely will cease to exist. But hey, this is part of an agile digital future. Get in or get out. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.